You hear the name Machiavelli and you probably think of someone, well, cruel, evil, right? But what if that's all a big misunderstanding? What if we could use Machiavellian awareness, not malice, to navigate a world where, let's face it, not everyone plays by the rules? Let's dive in and build a mental playbook for exactly that.
This quote, man, it gets right to the heart of it. Machiavelli never taught people to be evil. Honestly, that's just an excuse we use when the truth makes us a little uncomfortable. What he really taught was awareness. He taught you how to stand your ground when everyone else is being deceptive, and how to survive in a world that so often rewards not the kindest, but the sharpest.
Look, whether we like it or not, there is a game being played all around us. And the most dangerous players, they rarely look aggressive. They're the calm ones, the reasonable ones. They're the ones smiling at you while they rearrange the entire board against you. And here's the kicker. Refusing to see the game doesn't take you out of it, it just makes you a pawn. So, why do good, well intentioned people get outmaneuvered so often? I mean, it happens all the time. It's definitely not because they're weak. No, the real reason is way more subtle, and it's a trap that pretty much all of us fall into.
The key is predictability. See, manipulators don't hunt for power directly. They hunt for patterns. They're watching you. They're looking for who hesitates, who fills an uncomfortable silence, who rushes in to explain themselves. Your consistency, your very decency, becomes a map they can use against you.
And here's the fundamental disconnect. On one side, you're operating with this belief in shared values and mutual rules. You assume fairness. But on the other side, your opponent isn't even looking at values. They're looking for your patterns. They're attacking your expectations. They're calculating their advantage. The moment you assume they're playing in good faith, that's when they make their move. And this is how it happens. It's not a sudden attack. It's a slow escalation. They'll start with these tiny violations, a little delay, a slight misrepresentation, and they just watch your response. If you stay polite, if you explain it away instead of just observing what happened, well, you've just taught them exactly how much further they can push you without facing any real consequences. So, the crucial point is this. Your morality without awareness just makes you readable. And in a hostile environment, being readable isn't a virtue. It's a huge vulnerability. You're basically telling them exactly where to push to get what they want. So, how do you counter this? What's the move? Well, the first major shift in your thinking is to go from being reactive to being observational. Instead of instantly responding to everything they throw at you, you have to learn to just pause, watch, and gather information. Let's really focus on a key behavior here, explaining yourself. We're all taught to do this, right? To clarify our intentions, make sure there are no misunderstandings. But in a strategic interaction, this is a fatal mistake. The moment you start explaining, you are handing over the power. Just think about the difference. When you explain, you're inviting their judgment and you're revealing what you care about. A manipulator isn't listening to understand you, they're listening for leverage. But when you just observe, you preserve your power. You know what can't be misquoted? Silence. It offers them no surface to attack. And that leads us right into the second critical mind shift. You have to move from a focus on fairness to a focus on position. Now, this can feel a bit uncomfortable, I get it, but it is absolutely essential for regaining control of the situation. This really is the key. See, fairness only works when there's a shared agreement to be fair. Outside of that, it's just a symbol with no real power. You can talk about justice all you want, but without some kind of enforcement,
It's just decoration.
And here's the blunt truth of it all. Manipulators and dirty players, they're not moved by your values or your ethics or your appeals to fairness. They're moved by one thing and one thing only: cost. When their behavior carries no price, it will repeat. The moment it becomes expensive for them, it stops. So, how do they position you? Well, they don't attack you head on. They're way smarter than that. They arrange the board so that any move you make actually works against you. They'll frame you as the difficult one or too sensitive. So when you finally do push back, you're just confirming the negative label they already created for you. It's a trap. Okay, so this brings us to the ultimate goal. This isn't about beating them at their own game. It's about becoming immune to the game itself. It's about becoming untouchable. So what does untouchable really mean? It's a state you achieve when manipulators realize that trying to play games with you is just not worth the effort. You're not predictable. You don't react on command. You are, in a word, too expensive to deal with. And so they move on and find an easier target. Now, to be perfectly clear, this is not about controlling other people. It's not about becoming a manipulator yourself. Because if you do that, it means you're still stuck in their game, just playing a different role. No, the true goal is to elevate yourself beyond the game entirely. It's about achieving a level of self-command and strategic awareness where their tactics simply lose all their power. They just can't get a grip on you. Position is freedom, and that freedom is the ultimate advantage. So the real question is, are you ready to make that shift? To move from being a predictable piece on the board to an observer who understands the entire game? Are you ready to stop reacting and start positioning? Because that is the true art of Machiavellian defense.